What's going on there, YouTube?
Yo, what's up out there, everybody?
We sitting here eating food. Sorry, y'all. This is SEL 0320.
This is Joe Johnson 030.
Representing JVS, we are back for a spoiler-filled review for the TV show, the hit TV show, The Walking Dead in the 6th season, the 12th episode. Not tomorrow yet. This episode, for me, I'll tell you, it was a 10 out of 10. It had everything from action to drama, but then it touched on a lot of different questions that we have been wondering about with different people's relations, like such as Carol and Morgan, the relationship between Maggie and Glenn, the perspective of should she be even fighting, like should they kind of take a sabbatical given the fact that, Glenn almost died multiple times and they haven't had a chance to breathe. And then at the same time, everybody's kind of booed up, but it's relatable episode because it touches on all those different things, but then it gives us the most action-packed stuff that we've never seen the group go in like this. And so I loved it. I give it a 10 out of 10. But what's some thoughts that you liked about this episode? This is full disclosure. This is a spoiler-filled review. So if you haven't watched the episode, take this, put in your watch later, and we're gonna go into a full spoiler discussion in about maybe 30 or 40 minutes from now with Drell's Alexandria and the Game of 23-23. Just want to leave that disclaimer. But what were your thoughts on this episode, Joe?
Oh my gosh, whoa! I see my thoughts and everybody else's thoughts with this episode. Oh my gosh, take the cake out right out the gate. I would say Abraham, probably the most entertaining character this episode for me personally. Dude was just cold-blooded, man.
Which one when he said to old girl?
Yeah, man. I was like, don't do it to him, Abraham. Don't do it. I mean, this dude is just like, his character is really entertaining for me. I don't know why. He just is.
Yeah.
And that's evident in this episode, yo. But yeah, that's starting off from the gate. I have to talk about him. And he was like, I thought, you were the only woman left in the world, but you're not. And it's just cold, man. I was like, yo, that's jacked up.
Sitting there crying, should he have done it that way, or should he have said, like, look, I like you, but I'm not in love with you. I love somebody else.
He totally should have handled that differently. But entertaining it was.
He handled it like Abraham should.
Very entertaining.
So, for me, we haven't got to the bulk of the meat of all this, but we're going to go into it as much as we can without being too long. I loved Morgan and Carol's discussion because it showed a different side of Carol. Carol was out giving people cookies in the beginning of the episode. Like, I was thinking, man, she's about to poison everybody. She done lost her mind, but she really has kind of become civil. She's kind of like come into her humanity again. And I didn't see that coming. And it might be the wrong time for her to come into her humanity because of this Negan's character. But she starts having like this relational moment with this other guy that's part of the group. And at the same exact time, she has this interesting conversation with Morgan where it's like Morgan said to her, like why did you tell like what I did, And it's almost like you wrestled with something else yourself. And she even defends Morgan later on when Rosetta is kind of like, why we didn't like rat this dude out. And it's like, I love that she's trying to hold on to her humanity. But more than that, I don't remember, the guy has said to her, it's like, the reason why you do the things you're doing is not because you're a cold-hearted person, it's because you're a mother figure. That's who you are. That's internally who you are. You know how to bank on the difficult defects that every mother has to go through, like the childbirth, the relational issues, everything that a mother does. That's what you are in your representation of your character, and that solidifies her in a big way. I just worry that they might kill her now, but I love that part of the episode. But let's talk about the biggest part, the raid. That was live. The way that they even choreographed that, shot that. These dudes are like some black ops agents. I don't know who is the person that laid out the plan, but it was so crazy because they first get to the door, got these dudes just cussing up a storm, and like you can tell, like, they're not civil. They're like, I want to see the head. Don't show me the bag. I'm like, what in the world is wrong with these dudes? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the one dude goes in the door. The guy gets his neck slashed. That's when I knew everybody swarmed in, and I was like, lit. This is about to go down. But what was one of the favorite parts of the raid that you enjoyed?
Shoot, man. My favorite part was when Glenn and the other guy, I forgot his name.
Heath.
Yeah, Glenn and Heath, they were in the armory. They stumbled upon the armory. That the entire time, like, I was like, yo, that's crazy because like, I mean, you could kind of tell, like, out of everybody in the group, they were kind of like the ones that stuck out just because they had reserves about like killing people.
Yeah.
And they just like unloaded, and I was like, yo, just
yeah, because they got stuck in the armory, and they were like without anything.
Yeah, so they really had their back up against the wall. I mean, and Glenn was just spraying, bro. Like, he looked like freaking Scarface or somebody. I mean, his hair was just like down, and he was just like, it was crazy. Like, I was like, wow, this is epic. That probably was my favorite moment in probably the whole episode. Yeah, apart from Abraham.
Yeah. It was just, I mean, the whole episode, the way that they strategically had to go through each door, it was nerve-wracking because you didn't know what was going to go down. Because, I mean, at first, they would take people out and just pushing, like, knives in their heads, But then when you start to realize, like, dude, they underestimated how many people Negan has. Not just that, they killed a bunch of people in that whole complex, but yet Negan was not there. On top of that, now Maggie and Carol are kidnapped. And so it begs the question, like, what is next? Like, I love the anticipation of this episode. I love the heart of this because it dealt with issues that you didn't expect them to deal with in an action-packed episode like this. But at the same exact time, like, they kept the ante up because now they're in a position to lose something when they thought that they were there to gain something. And it's like Maggie, of all people, have been kidnapped. And then on the walls, y'all, on the freaking walls of one of the dudes, it showed like pictures of people's heads that have been bashed in. Mm-hmm. And if y'all know the character Negan, look up who Lucille is, and y'all know what happened to him. Either way, I just love the episode. Ooh, what's your takeaway, final thoughts, and then your review on it, or number review?
Oh man, I give this episode a 10, man. Like, I give it a 10 out of 10. Only thing I didn't really, I could go without maybe all the romance at the first part of this episode, because, I mean, the entire series never really had that much, so many couples at one time, or, so many things. It's realistic given the situation, but, yeah, I mean, I just want to see, some bullets fly.
And you saw that.
I did. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't know how the drama is gonna play out between like different individuals because of these relationships.
I mean, they're gonna die. Like, people are gonna be hurt. Like, there's no way. I say that out of 100%, 50% of those relationships are gonna last because of the fact that the spouse is gonna, or the person that they love is gonna die. Honestly, that's how I feel. And even the thing I didn't talk about is Gabriel got bucked. Dude was like, look, I'm keeping my faith, Gabriel, you know what I'm saying? I'm keeping my faith. Gabriel was savage. But they taught me how to shoot. They feeded me, and I'm gonna protect what's mine.
Gabriel was savage.
And the dude sitting there ran over the dude.
He just won.
He said, "Wow." And then he just said, my gosh. Even Aaron got bucked in this episode. Everybody held their own. Even though people got dissed, like Rosetta got dissed, you know what I'm saying? Like, even like Rick got shut down by Carol because now she feels in her perspective that Maggie shouldn't even have been there. It was just an all around great episode. It was a good substance episode.
Actuality, maybe she should have been, you know what I'm saying? If they hadn't held back, she probably would not have gotten kidnapped.
Exactly. So Rick's gonna have to deal with that ramifications of everything he's done, as well as Daryl. But episode's live. Hope y'all enjoyed our spoiler review for this. We'll be back in just a few minutes because we're gonna be doing a live discussion about this episode. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Peace, y'all.
Peace.